A ferocious onslaught by Sha'Carri Paris have left the Trinbago Knight Riders needing 77 to win from 6 deliveries. Even Noor Ahmed was taken for 15 out 1 over by Sha'Carri Paris. I told you from day one that this youngster could bat, but he is a little, you could say, lackadaisical. But today, we saw his quality as he took the bowling apart. Hello, welcome to the #1 cricketing channel in the Caribbean. As Joseph comes over the wicket, bowls to Paris, played it down to third man for a single. The score is 112 for 3. 76 needed from 59 deliveries. The gap is only 17. It was a devastating batting display by the young man. Joseph bowled poorly. Campbell bowled poorly. Ford bowled poorly. Over the wicket come Joseph, bowls to Carty, who plays this away down to backward point for a single. The score moves up to 174 for 3. What will happen after making what seems to be a competitive total? Is the Trinbago Knight Riders making mincemeat of it? Those look as a lap shot that Ford was playing. Those look a reverse sweep and switch it. And those 5 dot balls that Ford faced, will they be decisive in the end? If he had scored 12 or 14 of those 5 deliveries, what would be the difference? Joseph bowled to Paris, and Paris turned away his head as that one was 141.5 kilometers per hour, 75 needed from 57 deliveries. And clearly, these are the issues that I have with Paris. He doesn't, as you see, I'm shifting my head there because for a moment there I was nervous for the young man. But these are the little issues that I have with Paris. It's like he's not zoning all the time. He's a good batsman. I told you that from day one. He's good, but it just appears to me sometimes like he's not always zoning. We are gonna watch Joseph again now. He's gonna come in, bowl to Paris, and Paris edge that one. Oh, is he dropped? For a moment there I thought it was edge, but the keeper didn't collect and it hit him in his chest very hard. That was 145 kilometers per hour. So definitely Joseph working up some pace here. He got a rousing talk to by Sammy. Even Duplessis has to rough him up on the field here. And so he has to come and bowl good. He has to bowl good now. His first over went for 15 runs. And as I was still this bowler, Joseph in bowls to Paris. Paris defends into the offside. There is no run. The score remains 113 for 3 with 1 delivery to come in over number 11. Paris is on 54 from 27 deliveries. At one stage, his 50 came off only 20 deliveries. But since then, he has gone into his shell. Carty is on 2 from 3 deliveries. Now, let's watch now. Alzari Joseph is going to come in. He's going to bowl to Paris. He's on his way up to the wicket, bowls to Paris, and that's one popped in the air. Cypher, come drop the catch. Oh, he dropped the catch. It was a lovely delivery by Joseph. And the keeper ran forward, but he overran it. It missed the gloves and hit him here. So he probably, in his desperation to get to it, it hit him here as he ran past it. And Paris is a good batsman, but this is what and this is what frustrates me about Paris. These are the things that frustrate me, man. As soon as Joseph comes on to bowl, you can see it's like he's no longer interested in batting. And the pace gone up above 140, and he's no longer. And these are the things that frustrate me with the young man. He's such a good batsman. That's a good delivery though, but I clearly there Seifert overrun it, Could the man coming in from backward? Well, it didn't hit the glove, and the wrist not touching the glove, so it wasn't going to be out, but it probably need the physio. Chase bowls to Carty off the outside edge, running away down towards third man. Joseph slid and stopped. They'll come back for 2 as Nurad Ahmed does the cleanup, sends the returning. 115 for 3. 115 for 3. So clearly it was off the wrist. Robin, welcome, man. How you doing? I like how this Paris youth is approaching his innings. Chase bowls to Carty, who defends down back the pitch to the bowler, and there is no run. We like to see more of him in regional. He play proper cricket. He play regional, Robin Sebastian. He played regional and was dropped. Chase comes in, bowls to Carty. Carty off the back foot, plays it down to short third man. They go through for a single. 116 for 4. So he does play regional. He's a good batsman. I've said that from the start of the CPL. What is it about him though? He just seems to sometimes just go out of the game. With a feeling or batting, he just seems like he no longer is interesting. Chase bowl to Paris. He whipped this over mid-wicket. Down to the fielder coming off the boundary for another single. The score moves up to 118 for 3. But he's a good-looking batsman. Have all the shots he can play. And as you saw there, once the bowling get above 140, it's like he stopped looking at the ball. And you need to look at the ball. Chase bowls to Carty, who plays this, cannot beat the man at mid-wicket. And there is no run. So 6 left. 4 off this over so far from Chase. His first over win for 9 runs. Good feeling there by Duplessis. As Chase comes in, bowl to Carty. Carty off the back foot. Cut this away to the man on the cover boundary. So 5 runs from the over. So 70 needed now to win from 48 deliveries. And it just gone up back to 22. But 22 is not really out of reach. 22 is still gettable. That is just 3 6 and 2 4s, and you erase that 22. So it's not much. Rastaman believes it's a tight game. Thank you for your comment, Rastaman. And as you saw there, I put in the live feed. You will see in the live feed that I have a poll running in the live feed. The last time I checked, it was 50-50. The St. Lucia Kings is now ahead 56-44. I think that the Trinbago Knight Riders are ahead. In my view, I think that the Trinbago Knight Riders are ahead, but then the community, is who, democracy is what reigns in this community. But I would have gone for the Knight Riders to be ahead, but 56% of you believe that the St. Lucia Kings, did I say Zooks? Well, it's now 55% believe that the St. Lucia Kings will win, So who are they going to go with? Do they go back with Joseph? Yes, I think they should go back with Joseph. Clearly, Paris doesn't like the pace bowling. And if they can get another 2 wickets for 12 runs, 2 more wickets for 12 runs, especially if those 12 runs cost 3 overs, but they're going with Descartes. So let's see what Descartes can do here. But Paris is going to love this. Carty to Descartes, wide outside the half stump. Carty drives, misses, goes through to the keeper, and there is no run. So 118 for 3. Carty is on 6. Paris is on 55 from 29 deliveries. Roy Puran, that is Andre Fletcher in the stand there. The Spice Man looking very serious. He's just realizing that he's on screen. Outside the half stump, leaves alone, goes through to the keeper. It's within the line. Carty leaves it alone, think that it was outside the line. It goes through 118 for 3. So Descartes is bowling to Carty. as they are all in blacks. That's the so Ahmed Ned is there again. Carty slapped this away down to the man on the extra cover boundary. That's Carty Pierre who was begging for the ball. Carty Pierre was begging for the ball and said, I can win this match, I can win this match. Let's hope and see what he's going to do when he comes on to bowl. I would have probably bowled him, I would have probably bowled him. Those 2 overs from Noor Ahmed are going to be crucial. Although he was taken for 15 out 1 over by Carty, it does. This Carty comes in, bowl to Paris. Paris outside the half stump. The batsman moves across, but the umpire still signal wide. We saw he just being consistent because he did do it when they sent Lucia Kings batted. So he did do that. I saw batsman move across and the bowler bowl wide, and then he did signal. But it's commonplace to know that once the batsman move, the line also move with the batsman. So Paris on 55 is on strike. Carty just pulled up out of his run-up. He runs similar to Macho Ford. So sometimes you have to really look at his face or look at the name. So there's Ahmed Ned, Andre Fletcher, Carty. On his way, bowls to Paris, who slapped this down to the man coming off the long off boundary, drops. It carried in the air a long way, but it dropped at the edge of the circle, and they go through for a single. So tomorrow night, who's playing? The Barbados Royals against the Antigua Barbuda Falcons tomorrow night playing. So let's watch now as Carty comes in now, bowls to Carty, and he cuts this away down to backward point. Carty to Carty. One Carty spelled C-A-R-T, one spelled C-R-T-Y. In my book, both of them spelled the same way. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you here, and we still need to get up to the 500. We are 13 short of 500. So please subscribe and let us get up to the 500. Carty bowled to Paris. He lost his shape, got the bottom edge down to long on for a single. At the end of over number 13, 123 for 3. 5 runs from that discarded over. Well bowled. Alzari Joseph applauded him. Carty is on 8. Paris is on 56, I think. So Paris is on 56 and Carty is on 8. Carty is on 8 and Paris is on 57. The batsman, Jason Roy, caught by Canberra off the bowling of Noor Ahmed for 16. 15 deliveries, 3 fours. Sonny Lorraine caught by Duplessis off the bowling of Canberra for 14, 8 deliveries, 2 sixes. Shakira Paris is not out on 57. Nicholas Puran caught by Carty Pierre, but Carty Pierre is, I almost sure that he was begging to bowl, but he's a substitute after bowling of Carty for 17. 12 deliveries, 2 sixes. Carty has so far faced 12 deliveries and 8, and Shakira Paris, who brought up his 50 of 20 deliveries, have only scored 7 of the preceding 11 deliveries. Is he tired, or is he thinking that I have done my job? I hope that's not the thinking. Match for 2 overs, no maiden, none for 16. Carrie Canberra 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 35. Yes, 1 for 35 is it. Noor Ahmed comes back into the attack. Round the wicket, bowls to Paris, and Paris plays this back to the bowler who dropped the catch, or was it on the bounce? They look for a single. It's not on. Was it on the bounce? So Noor Ahmed there, and they're showing you Samal Keel, his action is probably over the top more than Noor Ahmed. So that's showing that. So Noor Ahmed bowls to Paris with the sign in the air. Duplessis goes back, took the catch, and he's out. So Noor Ahmed finally got his revenge. I was expecting the googly a long time from Noor Ahmed. I actually said to Mrs. Brown that he's going to get the googly, That's how he's going to out Paris. But he didn't bowl the googly. He continues to bowl the Chinaman leg break, and then Paris took him for 2-6. Probably that second Chinaman leg break was to set up the googly, but Paris took him for a 6, and then and probably that plan went out the window. But I did say to Mrs. Brown, he's going to bowl the googly to him, and Paris is going to hit it high in the air. And Mrs. Brown said, no, hit it on the ground. But that's what I did told her, that's how Paris was going to out, especially if Nora Ahmed is going to get the wicket. So 123 for 4, I think match on here. Match is definitely on. Pollard wicket is going to be very crucial. Andre Russell is not playing. The batting to come for Andre Goose probably come ahead of Pollard. So the batting to come is Pollard, Goose, Akil Hussain, Jaden Seals, Wakar, Salam Akil, and Terence Hines. So Pollard, Andres Goose, and Terence Hines, I still give the Knight Riders the edge at this time. I may be proven wrong, but I still give them the edge at this time. I can only give my views. So Paris goes is after reaching his 50. I don't know. I hope that is not the case. I hope it's not the case, like the young man said. Well, 50 is enough, and 50 was his objective. I definitely hope not. Turn the fan and look away from me, please. Noor Ahmed comes in, bowl to Pollard. Pollard off the back foot, force it down to long off for a single. The score moves up to 125 for 4. So he got his man after hitting for 2 sixes. Good catch by Du Plessis. He said that I'm taking this. Ahmed to bowl to Carty, 124 for 4. I said 2 wickets by the time they reach 130. And especially, let's see. Ahmed bowls to Carty off the back foot, cannot beat backward point. There is no run. The score remains at 124 for 4. 2 to come in the over. Good catch there by Du Plessis. Not leaving it to anyone. Good strong core. So he trust himself to break his fall because his score was so good. And Paris there now, gone for 57 from 32 deliveries. His last 12 deliveries, he only scores 7 runs. Good knock nonetheless, young man, and look for you to provide more of those knock. But I want to see you kicked on though. Through and around, bowls to Carty, and Carty tucked this in the onside. They're gone for 1. Noor had to give chase, but they're second and 1. It's now 125 for 4 in over number 14. 1 delivery to come. So let's see now. He's going to bowl to Pollard. Very interesting here. Pollard is on 1 from 1. Carty is on 9 from 14. And that gap has now reached up to 26. The gap between the number of deliveries leave and the runs required. That gap is now 26. Ahmed to Pollard, and he decided in the air as he got the distance. Yes, Pollard strong over long off for 6. So 131 now for 4. That one was hit over long off for 6. Pollard moves up to 7 from 2 deliveries, and Carty on 9 from 14 deliveries. I heard Rutherford left the Patriots. Is there any truth to that? Well, we had a show yesterday, a review show on what on the CPL thus far. It was a review show, and then I asked Basil that same question, and Basil did reply. I'm going to put it in the. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So I'm putting the link in the chat. This is that's what Basil had to say when I asked him about the situation there. So you can check it out, but he doesn't think that it was Rutherford who leave, basically, but he more or less think that it was actually the Patriots who asked him to leave. So this Carty is it bowls to Carty, and Carty slashed this away down to the fielder on the cover boundary, and there is one. The score now move up to 132. 132 for 4. I still think the Knight Riders has the edge. 132 for 4. So if I put that link in the video description, so you can check it out. But basically, what Basil was saying is that he was asked to leave. He was asked to leave. So let's look at the field here now. So there's a short third man, a backward point, a cover on the boundary, a deep cover on the boundary, a long off. So that's the field on the offside. So there's 4 on the offside. So the two fielder in the circle on the offside, it's the short third man and the backward point. So there's a big gap. Carty bowls to Pollard, and Pollard played it to the right of the man at cover. They go through for a single 133 for 4 in over number 15. So 55 needed from 34 deliveries. So that's 21. 21 is the difference. So Carty comes in bowl to Carty, wide signal, 134 for 4. So that was wide outside the half stump, wide duly signal, correct call by the umpire. So please, I'm asking you, just click on that subscribe button. We're 13 away from 500. So just click on that subscribe button, Over the wicket, bowls to Carty, and Carty pull this down to long on for a single. We are now 11 away, so let's get it up to the 500. Just 11 away, we can do it now. If you're watching on your television, I don't know how to do it, but on your laptop, your desktop, your iPad, your iPhone, your cell phone, your Samsung, whatever phone you're watching on, this subscribe button is to the right, in red there. Just click on it. It's free to do so. We need 11 more to get up to 500 tonight. Let's do that tonight. So Ahmed is looking there and helping with the field placement. He has 1 over to go. Pollard now to face up to Carty. Over the wicket, bowls to Pollard, who drive down to long on for a single. As it beat the man at mid-off, a very straight mid-off, I thought that it was 4 runs, but there was another man straight behind him. It went in the air past that man at mid-off. It was wide of him and down to that's Joseph on the cover boundary. For a moment there, I didn't remember his name. So Joseph on the cover boundary, just a single, but it went to him like a rocket. The gap is 26. 136 for 4 in over number 15. Bowls to Carty, defends down the inside of the pitch. The bowler fielding his follow through, and there is no run. The score remains at 136 for 4. We are in over number 15. This is Carty. Final over. He has bowled 4 overs for 3.5 overs, I think, for about 20 runs. Thereabout. It's not on the screen at this time. 136 for 4. 1 more to come. After this delivery, I'll check to see what the poll is saying. The last time I checked, the St. Lucia Kings were 55%. Carty bowls to Carty. He plays this away down to the man on the backward point boundary. Another single. So it's 137 for 4 at the end of 15 over. Carty is on 12 from 18. And Pollard is on 9 from 4. And so after 15 overs, it's 137 for 4. They require a further 51 to win from 30 deliveries. So it's 5 overs. So it's 10.2. So it's 10.2. I'm just going to check the poll to see what the respondent in the poll are saying here now. Well, it actually gone up by 2 percentage points. 57% of you believe that that St. Lucia Kings will win. 57%. Wow. I still give the Knight Riders the edge, I still give the Knight Riders the edge. 6 wicket in hand. This over is going to be crucial. Very crucial. Nor ball to Carty, who plays it out in the cover. They are looking at Singer, but there's no run. So there's a short third man, a backward point, and a man right at extra cover on the edge of the circle. You have the sweeper on the long off on the boundary, on the offside, as over the wicket, balls to Carty, and Carty pierced that gap down to the fielder on the cover boundary. They'll get a Singer. So let's see if they'll keep the same field for Pollard. It appears so. So a short third man. Are they going to bring the field much straighter? They probably bring the field a little straighter, remove the backward point, and probably put him at a straight mid-off. So they probably are the short third man, or probably, move the short third man and put him at a straight mid-off. And let's see if Pollard will try to dab it down there. That's exactly what they did. Pollard bowled to Ahmed, and he just sit up and wait for it, and he hit it high in the air over the top for 6 runs. So he just sat back on his back foot and just hit it high in the air over the top for 6 runs, 144 for 4, as Darren Sammy takes notes. So a further 39, 40, how much? A further 43 required, 43 runs required from 27 deliveries. Noor Ahmed comes into Pollard, and Pollard cuts and misses through to the keeper, and there is no run. The score remains at 144. So 44 needed from 26 deliveries. Ahmed needs a wicket in this over. Pollard will be looking to carry him for another 6. Comes in, bowl to Pollard, and Pollard just worked this into the onside and just cruise through for a Singer. The score moves up to 145 for 4. 4 overs plus 1 delivery to come. They need 43 more runs to win from 25 deliveries. I'm still prepared to give the Knight Riders the edge at this time. Still prepared to do so. Final delivery of Ahmed spell. Balls to Carty, who looked to drive. It came back in and got the inside portion of the bat, and they'll come back for 2. The return comes in, but he beats the throw quite comfortable. 147 for 4. That was the Chinaman leg break. Carty opening up. It got the inside edge, came back, took the inside portion of the bat, and runs down to mid-wicket. They could not prevent the 2. And after 16 overs, they are 147 for 4, needed 41 to win from 24 deliveries. The Knight Riders will win from here. $83 votes, 57 Kings, 43 Trinbago. That's the percentage. It's 57%, of the 83, and 43% of the 83. So 57% believe that the Patriots will still win. I just think that I would, for me, I'm saying 65% right now that the Knight Riders will win. Yes, 65, maybe even 70%. I'm putting at 70-30 right now. I do not see the Kings winning from here. Matthew Ford comes back into the attack. This is very. Ford bowls to Pollard, and Pollard swings the ball out of the ground for 6. So that was back of the length by Matthew Ford, and he just swung it out of the ground for 6. And so 153 for 4. And Matthew Ford will need to bowl a good over here and give Alzarri Joseph something to defend. Should Joseph have come back with his pace and try to get a wicket before Matthew Ford? Because when the ball gets this old, 17 overs, Matthew Ford tends to go for runs. We saw it in international cricket. His best bet is bowling up front. That is always his best bet. So they're dancing. The Trinidad and Tobago girls are dancing. 153 now for 4. And this will be a canter. And this is not good for the Kings, because this will now drop them to 5th. And they would have played 1 match more than the Knight Riders. And so they would need to definitely now win their next match. Ball to Pollard, and Pollard, it is high in the air on the bounce to Joseph at long off. They go through for a single. 154 now for 4. 34 needed from 22 deliveries. What I do know though about what I do know, and Clive Smith, welcome Clive Smith. You're saying that Pollard will get out in this over. Well, I know that the St. Lucia Kings fan will definitely want that. The Knight Riders fan don't want that. What I do know though, although this is T20 cricket, once there are more runs than delivery, you have a chance. Fourth ball to Carty, slow delivery, hit it high in the air, fielder gets under it, take the catch, brilliant from David Weiss. Carty goes, well bowled forward. He dived forward. It was a slow delivery. Carty looking to play the big booming drive, it top edge, and goes high in the air. It's not Warner Park, so the miss, it is not going to go out of the ground. Now the true batting start, that we are not playing at Warner Park anymore. So those miss it that used to go for 6, now it's time. As Weiss came across and took the catch at Warner Park, that would have been 6. But Carty goes for 15 from 22 deliveries. He didn't push it on tonight. A miserable stay at the crease. And so caught by Weiss after bowling a 4 for 15 of 22 deliveries. 154 for 5. The next batsman in is Andre Goose. Is a very good batsman, but probably Carty just better than him. So, Clive Smith, if you are right, then by the end of this over, there will be 6 wickets down. Or did you miss it? Did you think that it was Pollard, but it was actually Carty? Or you think that Pollard is still going to be dismissed in this over? Well, if that's the case, by the end of this over, there'll be 6. By the end of this over, there'll be 6 wickets down, and the St. Lucia fans will be cock-a-hoop. I still think the Knight Riders are going to win. A while ago, I said 70%, but I now think it's probably about 60% with that dismissal. If they could get out Pollard, it will be a big step. If they get out Pollard, I'll put it at 50-50. Brian Banton is saying, who you think going to win the match? Yes, well, you'd have just heard my views on it. Brian, welcome. Glad to have you here. It's our pleasure. At this stage, I still think the Riders will win. 155 for 5 after 16.4 overs. Mikel is saying, what a catch. Yes, indeed. It was a lovely catch. And he was a substitute, man. What an effort there. You know, this St. Lucia Kings team, they are really playing for Darren Sammy and Fluff du Plessis, you know. Darren Sammy and Fluff du Plessis can get this team, you know, forward bowls to Pollard, uses his feet, come down the crease, turn this into the onside. They go for 1. That's all they will get. 156 now for 5. Oh, Clive Smith is saying, still Pollard, unless there's a run out though, Clive Smith, because he's not on strike. So he's using his feet, well bowled macho 4, just pulling back his length as he saw Pollard comes down the pitch. He just pulled back his length, and the batsman, Pollard, had to tuck it in the onside. Nonetheless, they got a single. Those strides are big. Oh, my Lord. Yo, it's like an elephant whipped away by a screw straight to the man on the long on boundary, the wide long on boundary, and he goes. So it wasn't Pollard, Clive Smith. It was not Pollard that was going to hold. They still got the 2 wickets. Goose goes 156 for 6. They need 32 from 18 deliveries. The gap is 14. Knight Riders 156 for 6. I'm just thinking, you know, I'm thinking before the dismissal of Goose, I had said 60-40. So I'm just thinking what let me check. I'm checking what the chat is saying. The live chat is saying 59-41. So that was close to my 60-40. Oh, the opposite. The live chat is saying 59 for the Kings. So they're saying opposite what I'm saying, but I know it's democracy. I know it's democracy. So majority of the persons in this community believes that Clive Smith is saying smile. But you still got a wicked Clive is saying that majority of you are saying that the Kings are win. But I'm entitled to my own opinion. I'm entitled to my own opinion, like all of us do in this community. Remember that we need to get up to 500. We need to get up to 500 tonight. You know what happened here? And so the last time we needed 11 to get up to 500. So please. So Alzara Joseph need to bounce Pollard out here. He needs to bounce him out. So the last 4 overs produced 33 runs and 3 wickets. Joseph over the wicket, bowls to Pollard. He turns this into the onside. They run hard for 1. They touch down. They're coming back for 2, 157 for 158 for 6. So that was played in the onside, and Joseph bowled a slower delivery. Why bowl a slower delivery to Pollard? Bounce out Pollard. 145, 147, 150 that you need to bowl. I still gonna say the Knight Riders, but I am saying 55-45 at this time. That can drastically shift if they get out Pollard, because 30 from 17 deliveries is really 2-6, and then the equation look much different. 2-6 will be 18 from 15 deliveries, you know. So watch this field now. There's a short turn, man, a backward point, a mid-off, bowls to Pollard, pulled away, short delivery off the gloves, down to the man coming off the fine leg boundary. They got a single. That's the delivery you should bowl. It went in the air for a long way, but it dropped short of the Carty circling around on the boundary, and he had bowled 149.4. Was it that delivery just now? So he's the fastest bowler in the tournament thus far. 149.4. 159 for 6. So that was short. And just showing the replay of the dismissal of Andre Goose. For a moment, I was wondering what was happening there. So I guess Ford will bowl the next over, and then Joseph will close it out. Joseph over the wicket, bowls to Hussain, who played this away down to the fielder on the backward point boundary. That is Ruston Chase. 160 now for 6. 28 needed from 15 deliveries. Brian Banton is asking why Pollard dropped Russell. They need Russell at this time. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know, so I was thinking that he was probably rested or rotated. I never know that he was actually dropped. Bowls to Pollard, short. He took this down back with a square for a singer. Because I had asked the question, Brian, so thank you for the update. I was asking whether he was injured. 161 for 6, by the way, though. I was asking if he was injured, he was rotated, he was dropped, or, you know, or rested. I was asking. So I didn't know, so thank you for the update. I appreciate it. So I think that is Joseph, and just definitely is Joseph and Ford going to finish. You cannot use Camber, even if you probably can use Chase, but not when Pollard is there. Russell bowls to Akil Hussain, a sharp rising bouncer through to the keeper, and there is no run. Remind you that Johnson Charles came off injured. There was a rising delivery. I think it was bowled by Joseph, and he jumped to collect it, and he came off injured. That's a nice, sharp, short delivery from Joseph, whistling through. 1 to come in this over. 27 needed from 13. So let's see. This delivery is very important. Ball to Hussain, who flashes at it outside the half stump, misses. It goes through to the keeper, and the score is now 166 for 6. I'm going to make some adjustment again after that over. 27 needed from 2 overs. I'm saying no 50-50. I'm putting it at 50-50 now. Nigel Brown is saying, I'm here watching the presidential debate with one ear and listening to your commentary with the other ear. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nigel Brown. Thank you. We have the same last name, pronounced the same way, but yours has an E, mine doesn't. You know, it's going to be, you know, the Kings will either have to get Pollard out or get him off strike. Let's watch. Ford comes into Pollard, moves around the crease. Yorker ducked out by Pollard. No run, well ball Ford. Love the delivery. Pitched up there. I'm still going 50-50. Once Pollard is there, I will go 50-50. Definitely go. It was indeed a splendid over. Mikel, you're saying it's 50-50 right now? Wow. I'm going to check. I'm checking it. Yeah. No, it's 58-42, Mikel, they're saying in the poll. Fourth ball to Pollard, and he pulled this away high in the night sky over deep mid-wicket, 6 runs. 21 needed from 10 deliveries. Lovely shot into the pitch. He should have gone probably for the Yorker again. I prefer, yeah, it was into the pitch. He doesn't have the pace to trouble Pollard. He just pivot and pull it over deep backward square leg for 6. 21 now needed from 10 deliveries. The score is 167 for 6. Pollard is on 34 from 15. Hussein is on 1 from 3. I think he's going to go slower delivery, but Pollard, I think, knows that. He comes in bold to Pollard. Yorker drive down to long off for a singer. So he doesn't take this. He doesn't take the singer. So this is becoming very interesting now. Pollard thinks that he can make all 21 runs. 9 deliveries. He didn't take the singer. I would have taken the singer, you know. Hussein is not a bad batsman. I would have taken the singer and said, Hussein, get me back on strike. I will still have 2 deliveries. Pollard, ball to Pollard. He designed the air. He's got the distance. Let's see it coming down. 6 runs. So he knows why he didn't take the singer. Darren Bravo just nodding appreciation because he knows that it is class as Ford missed the Yorker and Pollard pounced onto it and it hit high in the air. It go high in the air, but it got the distance. For a moment, I thought it was going to drop in the ground, but it didn't. Macho Ford, how many can he leave Joseph with? Ford ball to Pollard. Pollard hit this again, dead straight. 4 more, or is it gone all the way? Let's see, 6 more there, and Pollard turning it on. 9 more needed from 7 deliveries. 9 more, and somehow Macho Ford, and that's why I keep on having, I could not put St. Lucia Kings ahead while Pollard was batting, or is batting, because he's still batting. I could not put them ahead. And Pedro Collins is moved to the point where he's almost crying. They are praying. The St. Lucia Kings fans are praying. Short pulled again, another 6. Oh, lovely by Pollard. Joseph will have only 3 to defend. So 3 consecutive 6 out of that over. 4 sixes in all. 4 sixes in all. The first one was a Yorker. He dug it out. The next one, he pivoted and pulled it for 6. The third one, he drove to long off and didn't take the singer. And the fourth one, Macho Ford missed the Yorker and it goes for 6. So too was the other 2. So Pollard is winning this match for the TKR. Michael Douglas is saying if Pollard is there, it's 70-30 in favor of TKR. What Michael, that was after he started in the 6th. I would have hoped to hear that before. Michael is saying, why? Oh, yep, that's why he refused. And Clive Summit is saying, Pollard break my heart. Michael is saying, Yep, game, set, and match. Oh, they are streaming out of the they are streaming out of the Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium. They are streaming out while the Trinbago Knight Riders fans are waving their flag. The St. Lucia, the blue of St. Lucia is going. But this lady, she continues to pray. She's praying. So there's a short backward point, a short cover in the mid off. Alzari Joseph have two to defense. He's in ball to Hussein, who flashes this away down to backward point for 4. Game, set, match, as Mikel said. Short outside the half stump, and he slashes it away down to backward point, and Pollard puts his finger over his lips, and he turns right around so that everyone in the ground see him as he turns right around. Well done, Pollard. Good match, but it comes down. You see those funky shots that Matthew Ford was playing towards the end of the innings, those 4 dot balls. And I recall Michael Douglas saying, why send Matthew Ford when you have Aaron Jones in the batting lineup? Why send Matthew Ford? And so I really, because they would still need at least another 12 runs to win the match. Those 4 dot balls where Matthew Ford must just hit the ball away and try and stop this reverse switch hit and the ramp and all of those things and missing the ball. Maybe that's where, maybe, and I said maybe if I'm looking back at the match, that's the period that I will think that the St. Lucia Kings really lost this match. And Michael Douglas has said, I said it before, he hit the 6, but you read it late. Okay, all right. So, so I really think that's where I'll be back with you on Friday night. Jamaica is playing a football match, so I'm going to watch that right away. And Pollard taking the mickey out of the St. Lucia Kings fans. He's just saying, I can't hear you. And then he said, shh. See you on Friday night when the Trinbago Knight Riders plays the Barbados Royals. Until then, have a wonderful evening. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Glad to share this moment with you.